What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We're back, and in today's video, I'm going to show you guys a cheese mechanic for the level 40. I don't know if you could see, but I actually spaced out all 5 players around the map, so we can actually see who the boss is actually going to mark. We have a priest and a ranger, so it's actually a really nice comp. Even a mage would help, but anything that you can use to slow her down will make this go by a lot faster. Basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna play like Ring Around the Rosie. I don't know if you knew this, but you could do this with the Dragon Newt as well. But as long as she doesn't actually swing her arm initially, you can actually phase it from 100% to 0 without ever summoning a single plant, but you cannot make any mistakes. The only thing is the person that kites usually has to have a lot of stamina gear, or let's say your satyr, I my 2 charges. As you can see here, the person that was marked was a ranger, so that was unfortunate because usually rangers don't have as much stamina as the metal class, or they have to have like they don't have charge, they don't have dauntless charge, or the overcharge that the Zerker has. But he actually has 20 stamina from the S plus gear. With that said, try not to get caught on any branches. As you can see, these corners right here, you start skipping a lot. If you are the one kiting her, if you are metal, you have to be in front of her before you start doing any of your animations. As you can see, like right there, I'm skipping. I don't know what it is going on, but like in this fight, usually this kind of happens, and she's already well over 80%, and she's not gonna phase as long as she doesn't mark you. Now, what do I mean by marking? I'm gonna skip ahead so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And here we are, we're skipping ahead. She's gonna do one more loop, and unfortunately, Anaros is actually gonna get stuck on a vine, and you're gonna see it. As you can see, she literally swung right there. I'll slow it down again so you guys can see. Here, when you zoom in, this little animation creates a mark. That mark means you have gaze, and if you push her to a certain point, she's just gonna phase even if you have gaze. And right here, as you can see, this is what gaze looks like. That little wolf icon right there means that person has gaze. But the beauty of this little method is you can actually tell who she's chasing before the gaze actually occurs, and that's where you can actually milk this method. Now, if you make a mistake and someone actually gets marked and they get the gaze, meaning that she'll phase after you get it to a certain point, you can still do this a couple more times because she still has to mark someone with the gaze. So there it is. As of right now, I am currently not gay. Like, I don't have the mark, but I know she's chasing after me. So basically, if you make that little mistake, you can just continuously still do this. After they focus on the plants, you could just rinse and repeat. But my thing is, if you do end up having to do this, I would honestly just do all the mechanics right, and then just make sure you just finish 80, 50, and 25% and get that out of the way ASAP. So that way, if she does go berserk and you have a Lionheart Ranger, you could literally just kite her around. Now, this method isn't necessarily for players with high DPS. Like in my group, we can actually just kill her in the light. It's not a big deal. She just dies. But there's other players that sometimes they don't have a priest that has the gear score. Sometimes they don't have a Lionheart Ranger. So there's certain things that certain conditions that need to be met. But this is just like a little cheese mechanic. Now, personally for me on my Zerker, if I were to do this or on a character with a smaller, with more stamina, I'd actually have smaller circles. I wouldn't ever go past the grass. But I'm doing this method so I can show you guys a safer way of doing this without ever having to worry about your stamina. As you guys can see, I have charge, so that's why I have that perk. But if you don't have it, you can literally just walk and keep rolling. Just keep an eye on the boss to make sure that she doesn't gain on you. By the way, guys, this is indeed, in my opinion, I feel like it is an exploit. Or I'm pretty sure this wasn't intended. I'm just showing you guys a little way to do this if you didn't have a priest. So, just kind of have fun with it if you want to, use at your own risk. I definitely don't want to do this again. It's just easier for us to just kill the boss. Um, but not everyone has that kind of luxury. So if you just want to be able to cheese it, then go ahead and do that, but use it at your own risk. And remember, guys, don't forget to follow socials: Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at theguitarist562. And pretty much, thanks for being subscribed. I'll see you guys next time. Stay blessed.